Hello and welcome everyone. Is my voice clear and audible? Okay, so we begin with a short meditation. Sit back comfortably. Withdraw your attention from the outside world and bring it to yourself. Imagine a gentle light filling your body, soothing any wounds or pain from the past. As you inhale, breathe in compassion and understanding. As you exhale, release any burdens or regrets that no longer serve you. Notice the sensations in your body, the emotions that arise. Allow yourself to feel them fully, yet gently without judgment. Know that you are not defined by your past. You are the awareness that observes it. Repeat to yourself, I am here, I am now. I release the past and embrace the present. Allow these words to become your truth, guiding you toward healing, peace, and freedom. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll begin with today's reading. I'll just share the screen with you. Okay. So today we're going to start from mind energy to spiritual energy. And this is page number 198 in the PDF. Okay. From mind energy to spiritual energy, letting go of resistance is easier said than done. I still don't see clearly how to let go. If you say it is by surrendering, the question remains how. Start by acknowledging that there is resistance. तो सीकर पूछ रहे हैं कि रेजिस्टेंस को हाउ डू यू लेट गो ऑफ इट, मतलब वो है, नजर आ रही है, मैं फिर भी उसको लेट गो नहीं कर पा रहे। तो ऑथर कह रहे हैं कि सबसे पहले आपको ये एक्नॉलेज करना है, मतलब अंडरस्टैंड और रियलाइज करना है कि रेजिस्टेंस है, मतलब इस बात को एक्सेप्ट करना है कि देयर इज रेजिस्टेंस। Be there when it happens, when the resistance arises. Observe how your mind creates it, how it labels the situation, yourself, or others. Look at the thought process involved. Feel the energy of the emotion. By witnessing the resistance, you will see that it serves no purpose. By focusing all your attention on the now, the unconscious resistance is made conscious, and that is the end of it. You cannot be conscious and unhappy, conscious and in negativity. Negativity, unhappiness, or suffering in whatever form means that there is resistance, and resistance is always unconscious. तो अगर आप आपको रेजिस्टेंस फील भी हो रही है तो आप उसको ऑब्जर्व करो ना पहले तो आप इसको एक्सेप्ट करो कि हाँ देयर इज रेजिस्टेंस एंड देन यू स्टार्ट ऑब्जर्विंग योर थॉट प्रोसेसेस जब आप फोकस करने लगोगे और आप अटेंशन लाओगे इन द नाउ तो जो रेजिस्टेंस होएगी वो इट विल बिकम कॉन्शियस एंड देन एज सून एज यू बिकम कॉन्शियस तो उसमें कोई नेगेटिविटी और अनहैप्पीनेस रह ही नहीं सकती अगर कोई रेजिस्टेंस है तो कहीं ना कहीं देर इज दैट अनकॉन्शियसनेस विद इन अस समवेयर द अदर हम माइंड आइडेंटिफाइड हो रहे हैं Surely I can be conscious of my unhappy feelings. Would you choose unhappiness? If you did not choose it, how did it arise? What is its purpose? Who is keeping it alive? You say that you are conscious of your unhappy feelings, but the truth is that you are identified with them and keep the process alive through compulsive thinking. मतलब अगर आप अनहैप्पी है तो उसका मतलब यही है कि आपने अपने आप को उस अनहैप्पीनेस के साथ आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है और उसको आप कॉन्स्टेंटली अलाइव रखते हो थ्रू योर थॉट प्रोसेस एंड योर फीलिंग्स all that is unconscious. If you were conscious, that is to say, totally present in the now, all negativity would dissolve almost instantly. It could not survive in your presence. It can only survive in your absence. Even the pain body cannot survive for long in your presence. You keep your unhappiness alive by giving it time. That is its lifeblood. Remove time through intense present moment awareness and it dies. But do you want it to die? Have you truly had enough? Who would you be without it? मतलब हमने अपने आप को इतना ज्यादा उस पेन बॉडी से उस अनहैप्पीनेस सफरिंग से आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है कि कहीं ना कहीं उससे बाहर निकलने पे हमें ऐसे फील होगा कि हमारी आइडेंटिटी ही चली जाएगी So that's why the author is asking, do you really want to get out of the unhappiness? Until you practice surrender, the spiritual dimension is something you read about, talk about, get excited about, write books about, think about, believe in, or don't, as the case may be. It makes no difference. Not until you surrender does it become a living reality in your life. When you do, the energy that you emanate and which then runs your life is of a much higher vibrational frequency than the mind energy that still runs our world. The energy that created the existing social, political, and economic structures of our civilization, and which also continuously perpetuates itself through our educational systems and the media. Through surrender, spiritual energy comes into this world. It creates no suffering for yourself, for other humans, or any other life form on the planet. Unlike mind energy, it does not pollute the earth, and it is not subject to the law of polarities, which dictates that nothing can exist without its opposite, that there is that there can be no good without bad. Those who run on mind energy, which is still the vast majority of the Earth's population, remain unaware of the existence of spiritual energy. It belongs to a different order of reality and will create a different world when a sufficient number of humans enter the surrendered state and so become totally free of negativity. If the earth is to survive, this will be the energy of those who inhabit it. तो यहाँ पे ऑथर ने ब्यूटिफुली समझाया है कि जो हम जब हम सरेंडर करते हैं तो हम एक डिफरेंट एनर्जी लेवल लेके आते हैं, एक स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी हम जो हम रेडिएट करते हैं इन द वर्ल्ड। तो उसका देर इज नो ऑपोजिट टू इट, मतलब उसका कोई नेगेटिविटी उसमें है ही नहीं। नो, इट इज नॉट सब्जेक्ट टू एनीथिंग नेगेटिव। तो बट द थिंग इज एट द मोमेंट की मेजोरिटी जो वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन है, मेजोरिटी ऑफ द पीपल आर completely unaware of this spiritual energy which comes through surrender। तो जब एक जब ये नंबर बढ़ेगा देन this world will be a changed place, जब the number of people who go into this surrendered state or जिनकी spiritual energy vibrate करेगी throughout the world, then this world will become like you can say heaven on earth। बट एट द मोमेंट तो मेजोरिटी सब माइंड आइडेंटिफाइड ही है और उनको इस बात की अवेयरनेस है ही नहीं। Jesus referred to this energy when he made his famous prophetic statement in the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the gentle, they shall have the earth for their possession. It is a silent but intense presence that dissolves the unconscious patterns of the mind. They may still remain active for a while, but they won't run your life anymore. The external conditions that were being resisted also tend to shift or dissolve quickly through surrender. It is a powerful transformer of situations and people. If conditions do not shift immediately, your acceptance of the now enables you to rise above them. Either way, you are free। तो ऑथर यही कह रहे हैं, जब आप सरेंडर करते हो तो जो एक्सटर्नल सिचुएशंस भी हैं वो भी काफी हद तक अपने आप रिजॉल्व होना शुरू हो जाती है। और नहीं भी होती तो जो जो आपकी एक्सेप्टेंस है जस्ट एक्सेप्टिंग द नाउ द वे इट इज, उससे क्या होता है आप यू राइज अबव ऑल द सिचुएशंस, वो आपको अफेक्ट करना बंद कर देती है। तो whether they change or they do not change, आप फिर भी एक you'll feel that freedom within you because आप में वो acceptance आ गई हो। Surrender in personal relationships. What about people who want to use me, manipulate or control me? Am I to surrender to them? They are cut off from being, so they unconsciously attempt to get energy and power from you. It is true that only an unconscious person will try to use or manipulate others, but it is equally true that only an unconscious person can be used and manipulated. If you resist or fight unconscious behavior in others, you become unconscious yourself। अब ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है, इफ यू रेजिस्ट और फाइट अनकॉन्शियस बिहेवियर इन अदर्स। अगर आपके आसपास कोई है जो अनकॉन्शियस है जिसको स्पिरिचुअलिटी की अवेयरनेस की जो बहुत ज्यादा माइंड आइडेंटिफाइड है, जिनको सब चीजों की नॉलेज है नहीं, अगर उनके साथ आप आपके बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होंगे तो आप भी अनकॉन्शियस ही हो जाओगे, being with them. But surrender doesn't mean that you allow yourself to be used by unconscious people. Not at all. It is perfectly possible to say no firmly and clearly to a person or to walk away from a situation and be in a state of complete inner non resistance at the same time. When you say no to a person or a situation, let it come not from reaction, but from insight, from a clear realization of what is right or not right for you at the moment. Let it be a non reactive no, a high quality no, a no that is free of all negativity and so creates no further suffering. तो अगर आपके लिए जो अगर कोई सिचुएशन है जिसमें आपको you need to say no, but you have to do it by not being mind identified, from a space of peace, calmness, positivity जैसे कहते हैं, and जब वो बिल्कुल जिसमें नेगेटिविटी या जजमेंट या रिएक्शंस ना हो, इट इज नॉट through an impulsive reaction or being mind identified. It's through being in present and just putting yourself forward and just making yourself firm कि this is something that I'm not going to do. But उसमें आपका state of mind बिल्कुल calm होना चाहिए. I am in a situation at work that is unpleasant. I have tried to surrender to it, but I find it impossible. A lot of resistance keeps coming up. If you cannot surrender, take action immediately. Speak up or do something to bring about a change in the situation or remove yourself from it. Take responsibility for your life. Do not pollute your beautiful, radiant inner being, nor the earth with negativity. Do not give unhappiness in any form whatsoever a dwelling place inside you. तो अगर आप सरेंडर नहीं कर सकते, ऑथर कह रहे हैं, तो आप कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन लीजिए. डोंट लेट दैट नेगेटिविटी की बिल्डिंग अप इनसाइड यू. उससे क्या हो रहा है, मतलब आप अपने आप को तो नुकसान दे रहे हो. आसपास जो आपके हैं, योर वाइब्रेशन इज बिकमिंग नेगेटिव एंड अल्टीमेटली इट इज कॉजिंग हार्म टू एवरीबडी अराउंड यू एज वेल. तो फिर अगर आप सरेंडर नहीं कर पा रहे, तो इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन लो, टू ब्रिंग अबाउट अ चेंज इन दिस सिचुएशन. If you cannot take action, for example, if you are in prison, then you have two choices left: resistance or surrender, bondage or inner freedom from external conditions, suffering or inner peace. तो फिर आपके पास खाली दो ही ऑप्शंस रह जाते हैं. यहाँ तो आप वो रेजिस्टेंस में ही अपने आप को जैसे टॉर्चर करते रहो, या तो यू जस्ट सरेंडर and find that inner peace within you. Just accept the situation what it is without any resistance and just surrender. तो choice फिर आप ही के हाथ में है. Is non-resistance also to be practiced in the external conduct of our lives, such as non-resistance to violence, or is it something that just concerns our inner life? You only need to be concerned with the inner aspect, that is primary. Of course, that will also transform the conduct of your outer life, your relationships, and so on. तो आपने खाली अपने इनर सेल्फ पे फोकस करना है, इंटरनली आपने सरेंडर करना है. उससे क्या होगा, आउटवर्डली भी आपके रिलेशनशिप्स ट्रांसफॉर्म होंगे, बट द फर्स्ट फाउंडेशन इज फोकसिंग ऑन योर इनर सेल्फ. आपके थॉट्स, आप इंटरनली आपके अंदर क्या चल रहा है.
सेशन कर रही हूँ। आरती लगा ले, शुभ चिंटो तो दे दो। सेशन कर रही हूँ।
Okay. Your relationships will be changed profoundly by surrender. If you can never accept what is, by implication, you will not be able to accept anybody the way they are. This is also very important. अगर आप जो भी situation है उसको accept नहीं कर सकते, तो आप किसी को भी accept नहीं कर पाओगे the way they are. You will judge, criticize, label, reject, or attempt to change people. Furthermore, if you continuously make the now into a means to an end in the future, you will also make every person you encounter or relate with you into a means to an end. The relationship, the human being, is then of secondary importance to you or of no importance at all. What you can get out of the relationship is primary, be it material gain, a sense of power, physical pleasure, or some form of ego gratification. Let me illustrate how surrender can work in relationships. When you become involved in an argument or some conflict situation, perhaps with a partner or someone close to you, start by observing how defensive you become as your own position is attacked, or feel the force of your own aggression as you attack the other person's position. Observe the attachment to your views and opinions. Feel the mental emotional energy behind your need to be right and make the other person wrong. That's the energy of the egoic mind. You make it conscious by acknowledging it, by feeling it as fully as possible. Then one day, in the middle of an argument, you will suddenly realize that you have a choice and you may decide to drop your own reaction just to see what happens. You surrender. I don't mean dropping the reaction just verbally by saying, okay, you're right, with a look on your face that says, I am above all this childish unconsciousness. That's just displaying the resistance to another level, with the egoic mind still in charge, claiming superiority. I am speaking of letting go of the entire mental emotional energy field inside you that was fighting for power. तो ये बहुत एक important paragraph है, इसे हम we can read this again just to get clarity. तो ये बहुत बार experience भी किया है during an argument. but आप next time जब भी कुछ ऐसी situation होगी, आप अपने mind और thoughts को observe करना, especially during a conflict. The mind just wants to prove itself and be correct. Mind बहुत overpower करने की कोशिश करता है उस time पे, और घड़ी घड़ी आपसे कहेगा कि आप बोलो, यू हैव टू फाइट बैक, यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट यू आर राइट. उस मोमेंट पे जब जब आप ये ऑब्जर्व करना शुरू करोगे, ये माइंड चैटर, दिस माइंड ट्राइंग टू प्रूव इटसेल्फ करेक्ट, that time, one fine day you will just pause and start observing the thoughts that are going inside you. वही egoic mind की thoughts, trying to want, itself to be correct, to be in the right. तो जिस दिन आप ये ऑब्जर्व करना शुरू कर दोगे ना, ये थॉट्स, एंड अपने आप को यू जस्ट टेक योर सेल्फ बैक एंड देन रिस्पॉन्ड इंस्टेड ऑफ रिएक्टिंग. नो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट, जब आप ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, उससे डिटैच हो जाएंगे माइंड से, और फिर रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे, देन यू विल सी द डिफरेंस, द चेंज इन योर सेल्फ. And it will be through a calm, a peace, a level of calm and peace, not through the mind chatter, जो egoic mind हमसे कॉन्स्टेंटली कही जा रहा है कि नहीं आपने आंसर बैक करना है, यू हैव टू प्रूव योर सेल्फ करेक्ट। तो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रैक्टिस, और ये खुद भी प्रैक्टिस किया है और नोटिस किया है जो माइंड में थॉट्स चलते हैं स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग आर्ग्यूमेंट्स। सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पैराग्राफ, इसको हम रीड भी करें बाद में। एंड जस्ट ऑब्जर्व योरसेल्फ especially during a challenging situation, during a conflict, during an argument. The ego is cunning, so you have to be very alert, very present, and totally honest with yourself to see whether you have truly relinquished your identification with a mental position and so freed yourself from your mind. If you suddenly feel very light, clear, and deeply at peace, that is an unmistakable sign that you have truly surrendered. Then observe what happens to the other person's mental position as you no longer energize it through resistance. When identification with mental positions is out of the way, true communication begins. वाह, तो जब आप आप माइंड से डिटैच होके माइंड को ऑब्जर्व करना शुरू करोगे ना, तो ओवर प्रैक्टिस यू विल स्टार्ट फीलिंग वेरी लाइट, बिकॉज जो आपके माइंड का चैटर है आप उससे आइडेंटिफाई ही नहीं कर रहे हो खुद को। तो जब आप एकदम एक काम फ्रेम से जब आप रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे, तब आप एक डिफरेंस फील करेंगे विथ 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 योर पार्टनर और whoever it is जिनके साथ आपकी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रही, you will start to observe the change in them as well when you yourself have surrendered completely. This is a very beautiful practice. जितना ज्यादा माइंड से डिटैच करेंगे, माइंड के थॉट्स को ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, जितना ज्यादा हम ये डेली रूटीन में करते रहेंगे, उतना ही जब कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन आएगी या किसी के साथ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होगा, वी विल हैव द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ डिटैचिंग आवरसेल्फ फ्रॉम आवर माइंड। ओके, what about non-resistance in the face of violence, aggression, and the like? Non-resistance doesn't necessarily mean doing nothing. All it means is that any doing becomes non-reactive. Remember the deep wisdom underlying the practice of Eastern martial arts. Don't resist the opponent's force. Yield to overcome. Having said that, doing nothing when you are in a state of intense presence is a very powerful transformer and healer of situations and people. In Taoism, there is a term called Wu Wei, which is usually translated as actionless activity or sitting quietly doing nothing. In ancient China, this was regarded as one of the highest achievements or virtues. It is radically different from inactivity in the ordinary state of consciousness, or rather unconsciousness, which stems from fear, inertia, or indecision. The real doing nothing implies inner non resistance and intense alertness. Underlying the real non doing nothing implies what? Inner non resistance. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि आप कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं कि अगर आप कुछ रिएक्ट नहीं कर रहे हो उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप यू आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग एट ऑल। यू आर एक्चुअली इन अ स्टेट ऑफ काम एंड पीस, और वो ही आपके वो ही रेडिएट कर रहा है आपके आसपास, एंड whoever in that particular situation, it will be a healer for yourself as well and for the person involved. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो, यू आर जस्ट इंटेंसली present, you're alert, and you're completely non-resistant. You've just आप बस accept कर रहे हो situation, and you're in calm and presence. On the other hand, if action is required, you will no longer react from your conditioned mind, but you will respond to the situation out of your conscious presence. In that state, your mind is free of concepts, including the concept of non-violence. So, who can predict what you will do? अगर फिर हम कोई एक्शन लेते भी है through a state of inner peace, through calmness, तो it is not identified with the mind. तो उससे क्या रिजल्ट निकलेगा? वो पॉजिटिव ही निकलेगा. The ego believes that in your resistance lies your strength, whereas in truth, resistance cuts you off from being the only place of true power. तो ईगो माइंड को क्या लगता है कि हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है, अगर हम उनको जवाब दें, उनको बताएं कि हम भी कितने केपेबल हैं. जब भी कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट होती है, द ईगो ऑलवेज वांट्स टू बी करेक्ट, तो ईगो को लगता है उसी में स्ट्रेंथ है. बट नो, एक्चुअली इट कट्स यू ऑफ फ्रॉम योर एक्चुअल स्ट्रेंथ, फ्रॉम योर ट्रू पावर, ऑफ सरेंडर, ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस, ऑफ नॉन रेजिस्टेंस. Resistance is weakness and fear masquerading as strength. तो resistance actual में weakness है, और वो बस वो strength को overpower कर रही है fear से. What the ego sees as weakness is your being in its purity, innocence, and power. What it sees as strength is weakness. So the ego exists in a continuous resistance mode and plays a counterfeit roles to cover up your weakness, which in truth is your power. तो जो ईगो को वीकनेस लगता है ना, कि ईगो को लगता है अगर चुप रहेंगे तो we'll be weak. If we don't react, or we don't give an answer, we are weak, but actually we are not. It is our strength. We are, हम अपने inner being को awaken कर रहे हैं, वो awareness अपने आप में भर रहे हैं और वो ला रहे हैं, which is actually, deep strength, and it requires a lot of power. So it is actually, a sign of great strength and power when we are, responding through our inner self and not being identified with our mind. It takes a lot of power. Until there is surrender, unconscious role playing constitutes a large part of the human interaction. In surrender, you no longer need ego defenses and false masks. You become very simple, very real. That's dangerous, says the ego. You'll get hurt, you'll become vulnerable. What the ego doesn't know, of course, is that only through the letting go of resistance, through becoming vulnerable, can you discover your true and essential invulnerability. तो ईगो तो आपको कहेगा कि नहीं, अगर आप चुप रहे आप और हर्ट होगे, आप और वनरेबल होगे. इट विल गिव देम अपॉर्चुनिटी टू टेल यू इवन मोर थिंग्स अबाउट यू. ये ईगो माइंड सारा हमारे प्ले अप करता है हमें इन सब चीजों से. But no, the thing is, when you let go of that resistance, when you accept, you are actually bringing out your true self. You're awakening your powers, you're becoming more powerful. Transforming illness into enlightenment. If someone is seriously ill and completely accepts their condition and surrenders to the illness, would they not have given up their will to get back to health? The determination to fight the illness would not be there anymore, would it? Surrender is inner acceptance of what is without any reservations. We are talking about I, are, this instant, not the conditions or circumstances of your life, not what I call your life situation. We have spoken about this already. With regard to illness, this is what it means. Illness is part of your life situation. As such, it has a past and a future. Past and future form an uninterrupted continuum unless the redeeming power of the now is activated through your conscious presence. As you know, underneath the various conditions that make up your life situation, which exists in time, there is something deeper, more essential. Your life, your very being, the timeless now. So illness भी क्या है? It is just a life situation. You know, it is not who we are. Above all the life situations is our inner being, which is which is beyond any illness, which is so pure, so complete, so content. तो वही है कि illness में भी हमें यही अपनी inner being को यू नो awaken करना है और उसी awareness में रहना है. That is also a life situation, is part of the illness. The illness is part of our life situation. As there are no problems in the now, there is no illness either. The belief in a label that someone attaches to your condition keeps the condition in place, empowers it, and makes a seemingly solid reality out of a temporary imbalance. It gives it not only reality and solidity, but also a continuity in time that it did not have before. By focusing on this instant and refraining from labeling it mentally, illness is reduced to one or several of these factors: physical pain, weakness, discomfort, or disability. That is what you surrender to now. You do not surrender to the idea of illness. Allow the suffering to force you into the present moment, into a state of intense conscious presence. Use it for enlightenment. Surrender does not transform what is, at least not directly. Surrender transforms you. When you are transformed, your whole world is transformed because the world is only a reflection. We spoke about this earlier. Okay, I think we'll end over here. फिर हम कल यहाँ से आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे. तो यहाँ पे बेसिकली ऑथर यही कह रहे हैं कि जब हम सरेंडर करते हैं उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हमारी लाइफ सिचुएशन चेंज होगी. We transform ourselves. We bring in acceptance to whatever it is. We understand the importance of living in the now, in the present. So it transforms ourselves, and then eventually, because once we inner transformation results in the transformation outside as well. Because जैसे author कह रहे हैं, the world is only a reflection of who we actually are, is a reflection of our inner self. Okay, so we'll end over here. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.